subject comes up, I've heard, you know, oh, I try not to think about it. And I think that's really selfish and disrespectful to the veterans that don't have the option of, don't have the luxury of trying not to think about it because they're out there living it. I joined the Army because I wanted to serve my country and do my part for that American flag that I see waving behind, well, not waving behind the politicians while they're speaking, but I always see these multiple American flags behind politicians when they speak, and I think, why so many? Why not, if you have 7 flags behind you, why not 1,000 flags behind you? Why not just drape the entire backdrop in American flags? But to me, you only need 1 flag if you support it. Going out to Iraq, I believed everything that they told us. I believed that that Saddam had weapons of mass destruction. 9/11 had just happened, so I was like, well, possibly, if that happened to us, then yeah, Saddam probably does have ties to Al Qaeda, and probably working with them, and maybe he does have something brewing over there. So let's stop it. Let's go get him. And weeks into the deployment, not only had we were not looking for weapons of mass destruction, the subject never even came up. Weeks into the deployment, they told us to stow our pro mask, our protective gas mask. And I thought to myself, well, if Saddam's got all these chemical weapons that he's going to use, why are we stowing our chemical protective gear? They just said, you know, just have it within reach. That was the first flag that went up for me. That made me question what we were really over there to do. I was in charge of a detainee site, and I was trying to talk to these people. I was trying to take all the flashcards and the Arabic that they had given us, and I was trying to memorize everything, and I was trying to put words together so I could actually communicate to these people that we were there to liberate from Saddam's tyranny and replace it with another. So in charge of this detainee site, there was an Iraqi general, and they told me to take care of him and give him whatever he wants within reason. And days later, they took him from my custody, and days later I had his 14-year-old son, and a guy comes up to me like, oh, does the kid know yet? And I was like, well, does he know what? And I was like, oh, they killed his father during his interrogation. And I was like, oh, no, that's just perfect. There's no way we're gonna, how are you supposed to win the hearts and minds of these people when you're killing them when we capture them? He wasn't a terrorist, he was an Iraq general. I wonder what we would have done if they'd had one of our generals and killed him during his interrogation. I want to put a stop to this war because I've come to see the truth about it, and I've come to see the lies that was given to us and, you know, put us into this mess that we're in. It's mission accomplished. Okay, why are we still there then? I remember sitting out there, we managed to get a TV with some satellite going, and I got to watch George Bush talk about to the terrorists, you know, bring it on. And I was like, oh. He doesn't have to deal with this mess. Why wouldn't he say, just go home and sit down? Why wouldn't he say, don't attack the soldiers? Why wouldn't he say, try to work with us? You know, and just bring it on. He just spurred more violence. It was just madness. And I knew that a president or a government that expects loyalty from its soldiers should be loyal to its soldiers. The first thing I was taught when I joined, and I was in basic training, was that the soldiers will do anything that you ask of them. The only thing they ask in return is that you don't put them in harm's way unnecessarily. And if all of this was based on lies, that's exactly the first rule that they taught me was broken. And so I'm going to keep doing this thing until they bring an end to it. I'm currently the facilitator here in Colorado Springs for the Combat Paper Project. Soldiers can actually take their uniforms and break them down and form them into sheets of paper. Bobby's got a sample right there. These are all handmade. The full sheets there were all handmade by myself up at the Paper Center. And I invite anybody that's interested to come and see what it's about and learn about the paper making. It's really helped me deal with all this, coming back with PTSD and the different symptoms, the violence, the sabotaging relationships, the psychological scars of PTSD really get it. I don't know how to say it. Really get. I don't know. It's a way to. They figured these guys that they created the Combat Paper Project. They figured out a way to heal psychological scars, and it's really amazing. You can take it, do writing on it. You can take it and do your artwork on it. It's just a really amazing thing, and I'm glad that I got to be a part of it. And I'm glad I got to be a part of this Winter Soldier thing. I hadn't even known that there was an original Winter Soldier. They just asked me, hey, do you want to be a part of this thing we're doing called Winter Soldier? And I was like, yeah. Iraq general got killed. I saw these fellas called OGAs, which stood for Other Governmental Agency, torturing these Iraqis and choking them with water. And people want to argue about the definitions of torture and everything. And I don't care what any definition says. If you choke somebody with water, that's torture to me. I just want to say thanks again for everybody coming out and paying attention to all this and still caring about the soldiers and still supporting the soldiers. Thank you.